Okay. Okay, welcome to the live stream. Today we'll be making a workflow app. So like you can make a workflow app that says that you can just make a to-do list. Okay, we are back. Okay, so as I was saying, we need to actually you can see at React Native, and you can see creating up native apps. You can see that JS, but we need to go all the way down. So it should be up here, get started. So you click get started, and then you go on introduction, repositories, interactive examples, and you can see class component, and you can see this expo logo, this expo logo. So this expo. So when we are using expo, let me just show you environment setup, setting up the development environment, and then you scroll all the way down and make sure you use the expo here, like, because it's much easier. And as you can see, if you do the you can see React Native, you will see that on Windows they're different. It's different. iOS, Android, Linux, iOS, it changes, and you can see a Mac is required, and you can see Android, Linux, and you can see you need to Node, Python to JDK, Docker, all of that stuff, Android development, and virtual device, Android SDK, all of that stuff. It just makes it easier by using Expo, because Expo allows for web. So you just press enter and see what happens. Let's see what's wrong here. npm.js, Python, derivative. Okay, if that doesn't work, like for me, there's another solution. Remember here that there's expo, so there's an expo snack, and that helps you develop in React Native. So you just go to snack.expo.io. So here, let me just so as you can see here, they have a lot of things like style sheets and components, and there's some tutorials. Let's see the template. Here's your template, it's loading. You change the code in the editor and watch it, and what you change on your phone, save to get a shareable URL. And you can see that there's iOS. You click tap to play, and that's how you actually play it, and you can run it on your device. And if you want, yeah, if you want, you can run it on your phone, and you'll have to get some device ID, or you can come here to QR code, and you can get the iOS app or the Android app, and you just get it somewhere, and then you just parse it. So it will show you somewhere for QR codes, I'm sure, and then you'll just put it on the QR code on this computer. It will detect it and take you right to the app. And notice the Expo client on iOS can no longer scan on QR codes. So you'll have to use this solution here. Account, you'll have to download the Expo app, sign in, and once you sign in, you'll see all your projects, and just click and you open. That's the solution. You bypass the QR code. Yeah. So this is how. This takes some time, but now it's 8. But we don't want to wait, so you can come to Android. Tap to play. Come on. The only thing you can use is web. So if you use the web, it will always work. And you can see this card feature. That's what we want. So that's what we want. And examples, the components you can use. And you can see start as React from React. You just need to import React from React, like so. Let me just see. Let me just show you. See? Now that should work. And once we can just delete this boilerplate. I don't, and you can save your snack if you're logged in. So I'm going to call it workflow app. It's not a must be logged in, but just to know that. So if you close it right now without logging in, if you're not logged in and something has not saved, something's going to be wrong. But you have to download the file. So this is just make sure a way to you can save your work. And let me just start off with boilerplate. So let me just import React from React. Just leave alone with the errors. So you can React from React. You can just import. You can import colon like this, and from React native like so. And they can move text. What style sheet. And the way I like handling this is we also need to make a view. So in a view, and because this might be an app where you might want to scroll but it can't scroll, you must have a scroll view. And then you can just import the useState hook. So that useState React hook, it works here as well. So useState like so, and I'm just gonna put this in curly braces. I'm going to put it down a level because it makes the code easier to read, like so. So let us import useState like so, and then once you've imported useState, you can actually make a function. You can create an arrow function. Doesn't have to be an arrow function. They're just like arrow functions. And then this is our app. So this is where our app is and everything. And we can make a const. And we're gonna use this curly bracket and equals to useState. And what do you want to call it? Maybe to-dos and set to-dos. So our to-dos and set to-dos. Yeah, or we shall have to-dos here. So an unraveled to-dos and set to-dos. And this is just a naming convention that this set to-dos, this set prefix is put before the thing that you want. And this is, we're also using the Pascal naming convention. So you don't, in JavaScript you cannot have a space like set space to-dos. No, you have to be, it has to be all together because of language reasons. Yeah, JavaScript language does not allow that. And we can also use the return statement like so. And that's why we imported the class React, because the class React handles all the JSX, all the writing in JSX in JavaScript. And you can just click view /view, and actually not a view, we need a scroll view. So we need a scroll view, and we'll need to create a component folder because we'll be passing this down to props, this down. So we're just gonna remove the asset example. We're going to make our own examples. We're gonna make our own components. So leave our components folder. Let's make a new file called not untitled file, and we're going to call it to-do.js. So a to-do.js, and you'll normally expect a JS class, but we're gonna do it differently as React from React. what does a to-do have? Well, you can say that a to-do has some properties. So we have a const to-do equals like this, and we should be able to do like that. So we should be able to return, and because it is React Native, again we can just import. We don't need the as keyword. Equal the, you can also import like this, open and close curly brackets, text, and the view, and the scroll view, and the scroll view, but you can't scroll on it to do itself, so we just build a simple view from, and you can use React Native. And what is this going to do? Well, as you know, we are going to return, and we need some props. So you use this curly braces, which is a shorthand of saying in props we need it to do like so. And this to do is we're going to be returning a view, and this view will have a card, so we'll have some like pages, so some to-do components. So I'm just gonna remove this card. I'm gonna put cards, and as you can see that to import React from React, and also when we are going into our app.js to finish that case, that error, you need to export default. You need to export default app like so. So we have nothing to render. Now it will stop complaining, and that should work. So now it's just an empty scroll view. So let's just return some import card. We can import, as you know, a card from React Native paper, because that has it's built in. So just gonna get a card, and that card we can give it some props. We can try giving it, I'm trying to feed it something. If it doesn't, that doesn't work. You'll also need some text that just says /text hello, that says hello, and this should work, hello, and this text should work. And just to make sure, I'm gonna put curly braces like so, and put it into a string. This is just to make sure that it's JavaScript code, clearly JavaScript code, and I'm just gonna export default to do, and this is a React convention. Don't do that. You make sure it is in capital letter like so, and this because to do doesn't exist in capital letters, and a big to do like so. That makes it a React component. React will have errored if I didn't render this in app.js without doing that amplification. That should do. It should work. So to do, because we haven't imported it, we can just import our own components. So we can import the to-do function, the default, from dot slash, usually current component directory, from dot slash component. So we need to actually import from this component directory. So we'll just very quickly do this to do. Yes, because when you're importing, you can just import that because from /components, and because we are going to go from /components, we need to go to /to do, like so, and that should be it, and there are no errors. So if I do to do now, if I need to do /to do, because I need an editor, I need to put a slash there, and what is happening? Okay, so let me just do this. Wait. I think it's the slash that we've added. /to do. Let me see if that's what's the problem. Okay. I think I know what's happening. It's erroring because we've been to turn this in a reactor fragment. So it will so we haven't put our content in a reactor fragment, so it will now start erroring, and now in that we're gonna put some view, and in that view /view it should be able to pick up. So we must try and use control dot. Now because we have to go here and we have to import a view like so, and that view will need to make sure our card is now there. So from our view we have our card, and after our card we have our text inside. So we have wrapped everything inside like a wrapper. So let me show you. Let's try removing the card element. Let's try removing card, and you can see that the indentation, it's looking for things, and well, the first thing, props, we haven't passed anything in the props, so let's try passing nothing. So it doesn't take any props, and it's saying no errors. So there are no errors in this page. See our logs. Cool, minified error. Let's just click here. Let's stack internals like so. Okay, so you non-minified it very much. Okay, let's try one more time. Let's just cd into our desktop /dev folder. Let's try using export init on it again. So let's try export init my awesome app, and this is going to be changed. It's going to be our real name app. So let's just try that working. Okay, so it should work. So it should work in the program. But what is this supposed to do? What does this supposed to do? So this is supposed to do a lot of things. I should have shown you. It's still installing JavaScript dependencies. Internet might be slow, so it might vary. You can run on device through our embedded code. So you can see here, this might be some embedded code or our app. You can see device preview in the dark theme. You can turn it on. If you want to share it to somebody, you can use your embed, and that should do it. So Anyway, let's see what's happening here. Let's see. Is it still extracting? It's installing the JavaScript dependencies. So you can see here that it might be not working. Let's just put some boilerplate to-dos to work. Let's just try using a to-do. Maybe it did not. I don't know where the JavaScript file was. Let's just have text and prove it works, like text /text. Let's see. Hello, like so. And if you see, just there, yeah, and now all of that error on page. Let's actually do some styling. Yes, and the main thing is to make it. The main thing is a style object. Let's use style is usually an object. Const style and equals to a object. And equals to a new style sheet. And now style sheet you can use it on a scroll view. So you can say you can have a style on which is equal to styles.center. So we can use this styles.center and this styles.center will have a center. We'll have a center property like so, and contain object center. We can have a margin of 0 and a padding of 0. That's like a normal object. 0 like so. Let me see. You can see that it's working because we have not defined it. Let's define style sheets, and once I've defined style sheets, it should work. So our style sheets, it should be working. So padding of 0, a margin of 0, and that should work. So we can give a center, and React Native style sheet is not a constructor. So oops, the keyword. Okay. So what it's supposed to do is style sheet function. The style sheet is supposed to create for us a new style sheet. If you pass in params, and you can see the flow is still displaying. As you know, we have contain a center prop, and the center prop will be padding 0, just like any other thing. Margin 0, like so, and it's still like margin 0, padding 0. What if we gave it a margin of 10? Now will that make a difference? Yes. If I put it something like a 200, a padding of 2, we'll put it slightly. If I put it at 2000, it will be gone off the screen. 200 and from the other screen, 20. So 20 of padding, and you can see the margin just gave it a lot more space. So if I give it settings and I put it here, so I put it right at a lot more padding, a lot more margin, and you can see this hello is somewhere else other than the center. And something happens to the command prompt. Let me just check my file explorer. Check my file explorer. Let me see what is actually wrong. So let's check. So you can see the local disk. Actually on the desktop. And from the desktop, let's check our dev folder. And in our dev folder, let me see, my awesome app is here. And exposure kit assets. Let's just try opening this with Visual Studio Code. Let me just close this. Let me just CMD. Replace all these with CMD like so. And now that we open it, and now let's just do code dots. So using the dot notation that will say the current working directory, we open it with Visual Studio Code. And if you want, you can even do it from all the way from the C drive. So you can just say desktop, everything. So that should work perfectly for you. But once it is opened up, it looks like it's loaded. And we have an app.js. Okay, and I see my expo shared and expo, and it is actually working. And you can see style sheet or create container flex one. There's no content center, and it's been made. The Visual Studio Code editor will be better than the expo because it has autocomplete built in. Yes, so let's just it has also auto save, so we don't have to keep on saving. Control S and then reload, because some people do that. But when you have this, okay, so let me just refer to this all the way here, and let's do exposure like quick start, and that's it. Success. Now what? Expo forum, CLI issues, running npm run, and you can see you can just caveat, and you see then you see so you can see that you can come here and you can rest here, and you can see expo forums. Now we're gonna remove that. Let's go to expo.io. So we need to go to the expo.io, and here we are. So here's the expo dashboard, and you can just build. You can just go to the some docs, tools, and should be export CLI, and you can see that expo start, that's the command. So if you type in expo start, close this. If I type in if that doesn't work, it's not working for you like me, there's another IDE that we can use. It's pretty efficient, and it's called Code Sandbox. So, Code Sandbox. So Code Sandbox.io is loading, and let's just make it. And we're going to use the React template because to kinda import React Native, need a React template. So that is what is happening here, and we'll save it as something else. So let's see what happens. So here's our default The English is a div, which is not React Native. To start with React Native, we have to and you have to type in React-Native. Because React Native is just basically something for JS. So for JS, so let me show you. Yeah, native, and exactly it says for React Native. So once you search for React Native, you'll see this. And this now once you have React Native installed, we can now start importing hooks and stuff. So we can import again. We can import text. What do we want to import? Text and a view and a scroll view. And make sure this is from React Native. Like so. So those two components are just successfully imported. Just the JavaScript don't. No. The solution is now to add React Native Web as a dependency, and that should work. So now we have set up for React Native, and okay. So as I was saying, the React Native is now imported. So now we can just use it like a normal component scroll view. Scroll view, and in our scroll view, it can actually start doing things. So if we have React Native paper, if we do not React Native paper, like so, and as you can see, React Native paper is just material design for React Native. If you want absolutely all the components, then we'll have to import everything from React Native, like so. And old app expected that the string was complaining. So as what? As a just as React Native. Now really we need to import some components. So good that old sandbox has pretty great auto completion features. So now if we want to get a scroll view, the one just use the text, and you can see that it will show you all the components, and you can see that the React Native, and this should also use the, let's try and searching for React snippets, because it should Okay, here we are. Trying. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We're just having text, and you can refer to material design, material.io, and as you can see, can go all the way down to components, and this is for Flutter, so just go down all the way, material components for the web, and you can see web documentation and the quick stats guide, and you can see MDL. This is the material design. So remember the components I told you. That's not where we're supposed to go, because those are just material design components for web. Now this is where we should be going. And you can see everything is here: banners, cards, chips, date pickers, data tables, dialogues, dividers, image lists, and you can see web. You can click on web, and you can see that we're going to look for MDC list, and we're gonna be using the Flutter version, because Flutter is the closest you can get to like web development. Flutter is the closest, so Flutter is the closest. Then see continuous text, list anatomy, looks two items, secondary item, and this is what we are looking for. You can see one single line list, 3 line, and you can see that it's really good. So you can see our list view wrapped in there, and the children will be just the children. We'll have a list title, and we have a title, you know that. So list title, text, label, and you know where do we get the icons? You're asking where do we get the icons? Because in this there is just an icon class in Flutter. It's going to be a whole lot easier. So we just close that tab, and you can see icons. Here's that recording, and you can see here. You can search for icons. So here's some material icons. There are many. What we need is we need action, and you can search for some icons, and you want to do icon to do, and you can do to do, and you can have some arrange people, and you'll have a people icon, and you can click here, and you can see that you can open up this, and you can see that you can follow the instructions to do it on your site. So where to put them in your projects. Material icons, you can see getting icons, licensing, you can see that it's GMA, and you can see that you can install it. npm install material design icons. Step 1, material icons. This is your library, and you can use material icons just like that. what is that is happen, you know, for things, for something like that to happen, we'd have to go all the way here, and I don't need this package, so I can just X, then I can add a dependency, and we can search for material design icons. And you can see that you can click here, you can click on one, and then you can select, you can click on opening a new tab, and here it is. You go all the way down, and you can see, you can clone the get to repository, as you can see material design icons. So material icons, material design icons. So material design icons. And just get that material design icons, and you can see you'll have slash text, we have to do the name, so we'll have to do that description and description, and we'll have an icon, and you can see the web guide is here, like this. Here it is. You can see self-hosting, and you can see that phone face, panel name, material icons, normal, 100, where source, URL, HTTPS, and you can see that this is a lot of things. So font family, source, local, material icons. You're not going to be using Internet Explorer, so you're not going to be worrying that. And then, because these are passed in as props, it should work. And wait, and we can just delete my material design icons. We'll be using any of them for now. And we can also import our own. So we can import to do. So we're gonna import like so to do from dot slash component slash to do, and because we don't want it, we need that to do like so. And the to do, and because that has happened, just add a slash Q, and it expects a semicolon. Now what is that? Now the problem with it, it doesn't want the state. And to do, so by default it's list, an empty list, and we want to render a to do, and we can give it a name is equal to and because to do and because we're referencing it props name and something, so you can use name and what else description, because we're not indexing them anymore, we can just rename like so. We just go into description, and where is it? No modules. Okay, so it wants us to go into node modules, which it can't be shown here unless you expose it to a zip, and you do many things. You can upload some files and just open up these files, and these files will come into configuration, and this is how you actually create. So we'll have created a state, but due to the errors here and there, you can see that so let's go into the second error. No, so it just wants us to add. You can see that let's see working. So if we use our React Native, you can use any other temporarily IDE. But let me just show you. Would have been passing in a to-do like so, and the to-do will have a name and a description. Don't mind the errors, it will work out if you try it on your own in VS Code. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to do that. So you do to-do like that, and you can just use to-do equal to, and this to-do we need to remove our from the JS, and we can import React from React like so, and this React like so, and we can const form like so, and we're gonna import text input. We can import text input from React Native. So from React Native, we're going to be, and it's just going to be simple one-liner. We do not need all of a battling code, which you only need a simple minor. So your work, and if we separate from keyword, it will work. And this form should return text imports, and then a slash. I'll put a slash D, meaning that it should work. And that should work. In classical React, it would have worked, but due to the errors, can't work. So we should be able to have some inputs, yes. And what you can do is you can create some apps based on use states, and you can just structure that. And the use state is actually something that you can set it, and then you can call that function, and using that you can map over each to-do, create a to-do list, and you can email us at help@gmail.com and see your submissions. Yeah, I'll try and get a full feature tutorial, and bye bye.